When we are our own lighthouses and we know how to manage our mind, oh my gosh, look at that ripple. So I'm Kelly Somerset, and I am a professional life and mindset coach for women. I'm working with women who are brilliant, but they don't necessarily always see themselves as brilliant. They don't realize that they are being stalled out with some common behaviors that are just thinking patterns. So one of them is being a perfectionist, right? And putting a lot of that self-imposed pressure. Another one is control, where we want to control everything and everyone and control how we're seen, and that really stalls us out. People pleasing is another very common behavior, especially for women, where they want to be liked and they want to be accepted. And then another one is comparison. We compare ourselves to our former self when we were happier, or we were more fit, or we compare ourselves to other people to make ourselves feel better or to make ourselves feel worse, so that we have to beat ourselves up to motivate ourselves to try harder. And then there's where perfectionism comes in. It's just a whole big mess. Mm-hmm. And then the last one is hiding, where we hide behind our accolades, or just different things like that. And a lot of times it's like all 5 of these, and it's just like not very tasty stew. You, me, everybody, we feel our thinking, and that's something that we so take for granted, right? If we have a stressful thought, we're going to feel that. Maybe we're going to feel tension in our body, or we're going to get a headache, or we're going to definitely, our energy, as you can imagine, is not going to go up, it's going to go down, right? So it really impacts what action we take, or a lot of times it really impacts the action that we are not going to take. A lot of times we're scared, right? We're scared of those thoughts, and there's no need to be scared of those thoughts. And when that was what was so helpful for me, is like understanding how I operate, and that just because that thought went in there doesn't mean that I have to give it a lot of time, care, and attention. It's just a rando thought that I've thought for a very long time that just feels real, right? And when you can look at it from that whole different vantage point, again, you hold the power, right? So catching that in the moment, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be just fully present, and I'm going to take the next action. Maybe our energy's not going to go all the way up here, but it's definitely not going to tank if we just stay now and bite-sized. I just got a text from a former client, and she sent me a selfie from the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland, and she's like, "This is a live photo. Can you hear my joy? You gave me that joy," right? She went from just being soulless. She calls me her soul whisperer. So she says, I went from soulless in this life-sucking career and not having direction or clarity. She was definitely like a people pleaser, and we got her all straightened around. And she says, "I want to be a cheetah." And so she wears a cheetah bracelet now. Now she's got like the sleeve of tattoos, because she's just coming into herself, right? She's like, rah! And she's just loving life. There's so many people that go to their grave thinking that they're not good enough, or that they wish they could have been more perfect. And that's sad, because it never needs to be that way. When we are our own lighthouses and we know how to manage our mind, what that means is that we have more space and energy, because we always feel our thinking. So if we're thinking all kinds of just, sad thoughts or anxious thoughts or stressful thoughts, right? That's soaking up all of our energy, and then we have less of it to give, right? So we're not going to be aware to give somebody a compliment or be kind to somebody, because we're going to just be all up in our heads, right? And so when we learn how to manage our minds, then we have that time and energy and space and peace to give it to somebody else. When you are showing up with a clear head, and you're just being fully present, and you're focusing on useful, productive thinking, oh my gosh, look at that ripple. That's how we can shift everything, right? You can shift it, I can shift it, and it's beautiful.